Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm all things sugar and Sade. Hey, and this is where I talk about the best bits from Love Island USA season 7 episode 26. And I can't lie, I don't even have a lot of time today, so I'm going to try and speed through it. But guys, before I start, can you please like this video? First of all, because that helps me so much. Subscribe to my channel so you never miss a live or a video, and leave a comment as well. I want to know what you think about this episode too, and share with like-minded people, because we're trying to grow Sardinia. Let's get more members in, guys. Let's get into it. Let me just start by saying that this episode was hella messy. It just had people. I don't know if there's going to be any friends left. I know it's been kind of Friendship Island, and that's not the premise of the show. It's Love Island, and there's only seems to be really one real couple. So Nick and Sierra, maybe Iris and TJ are getting into that space, but I don't know. They spent a night in Soul Ties, so, you know, maybe they've taken their relationship to the next level. It seems to look like it. But yeah, the postcard challenge, that was the main focus of the show, and it was brutal. So basically the islanders could write what they thought about a person or a question they wanted to ask on a postcard, and they didn't have to sign their name. So if they stood on business, they would have signed their name. But people who just wanted to, you know, maybe poke the bear, they didn't sign their name. Personally, if I was trying to come to someone in that kind of situation, I'm not signing my name. I'm not giving anyone an excuse to vote me out the villa. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do all the bits because I don't really have a lot of time today, but I will be catching up on this later in my live, which will probably be about 10:15, 10:30 on my page, and I'll be talking about Love Island UK and USA, so we'll go over this episode then. So the best bits, or the bits that stick out in my mind, are what happened with Amaya. So Amaya, when it was her turn, she kind of first of all got a cute postcard that was saying something along the lines of, why does Amaya swear down she doesn't snore when she wakes me up and she's blatantly snoring? And you know, she took it well. She was just laughing about it because it came up earlier, I think the night before, and she's just like, that's not me snoring, that's me singing and stuff. She's so cute. I love this girl so much. Amaya for the win. Okay, she's the only person that should be winning this thing. So Amaya's postcard was from Austin, and he asked her about, look, basically he said, like, you cry too much and you move too fast in relationships. And Amaya was just like, oh, okay, God forbid I'm a sensitive gangster, like, leave me alone. Like, do you know what I mean? It was kind of lighthearted in the beginning and everything like that, and then she kind of says, like, look, and she starts to tear up again as well, because it's a lot of emotions. Do you know what I mean? She's just a girl. Leave her alone. So Amaya was just like, you know what, people really see this as a weakness, but for me it's actually like something that I've seen as a strength, because she is able to express herself. So I do understand that. And she's just like, you know what, if I'm not your cup of tea, then you don't have to fucking drink it. And yeah, absolutely, you don't have to drink nothing. Like, leave her alone. Austin does say, like, look, I understand that came off a bit harsh, but when we coupled up, there was like a real intensity in terms of like your emotions, your wants, or your feelings, and it seemed like it was building up very, very, very fast. Amaya does say, like, look, people express themselves differently, and I'm really tired of people seeing that as like me doing it as a negative thing, which is her positive at the end of the day. And then here is time out. So you are not king on this villa. Like, Ace irritates me so much. What do you mean time out? Like, why are you trying to school everybody all the time? Like, just you could have got your attention in a much more respectful way in that moment, especially when you can see someone is upset. Like, what is the problem? So basically Ace for some reason was compelled to interject, and he was just like, you're you know, a person that wears your heart on your sleeve, like you're passionate when you talk, but when you say, babe, can I do this for you, babe, can I do that, like, I just wanted you to slow down the pace, and it's a matter of having like a middle ground. And I was just thinking, middle ground? What, you Ace that after recoupling, you sat Amaya down and said, don't touch me, don't kiss me, don't call me back, like, immediately. Are you okay? Is everybody okay? Because I was just like, this is not the time. And you can see that she's getting increasingly more and more upset. Why is it that you have to do this? I just don't understand. I thought this was nasty work. Honestly, I didn't like that. For me, it was cold. It lacked empathy. It lacked understanding. It was just like, oh, I'm going to say my truth right now. And I get like people like Ace because apparently he stands on business and always tells the truth. No, he tells the truth when it serves him, right? Because did he tell Orlandria that Taylor wasn't attracted to him? So he's selective with the truth. So let's be freaking for real. And I just thought, nah, you don't have to do this. Why is everyone let this 22-year-old have them up? I just don't understand it. Maybe it's pheromones or something. And as I said, Amaya is crying. She's actually crying. She draws for another affirmation. She's just like, you know, I'm just maybe not the book that everybody needs to read. Like, you don't have to read my book, like, or something like that. And then bless Brian, because he jumps in. He's just like, being from a Hispanic background, like saying like mi amor, that kind of thing. It's a very, very common thing. So you know what, maybe you need to meet her halfway too. And that's like absolutely right. That's what should be happening. Ace was just like, oh, I did that. And then it was about to wrap up because Amaya was just like, okay, well, thanks guys, thanks for your opinions. She was trying to keep it together, trying to be strong. Here comes Zach. Oh yeah, because when we speak, like, you know what? No, let me correct myself. He said, when I let you speak to me, you're so passionate. When I let you kiss me, when I let you touch me, huh? When I let you. Now, on the surface, that might seem like an innocent comment. What he's really saying is like, I don't want these things. So if you don't want these things, you should say that you don't want these things rather than just going along with it. You basically use Amaya to get into the villa. That's it. Like, let's be freaking for real. And there was absolutely no reason why you had to come with full force after you could see the girl was upset in this moment. Absolutely out of order. Disgusting. Am I surprised he's from the UK? Am I surprised? Not really. Not really at all. And of course, Amaya is not happy because she's just like, hold on a second. We had a conversation earlier today and you could have said all that. Now, he did try to say a little bit about this, about like, you know, it's a bit too much. She started getting upset and then he just backtracked. He completely just backtracked. So it's just like, sir, this is not the way to stand on business. You should have stood on business earlier. That's what you should have done. And now dogpiling on this girl when she's absolutely upset. There's no way this is going to play well. And because everyone always follows Ace all the time, look what's going to happen to you for following Ace. So anyway, it just got all a bit too much and she ends up running away from the podium. Cierra goes after her. Ace does attempt to go after her, but I think it's too little too late and they call him back anyway to go and sit down because you cannot be talking to me anyhow and then think that you're going to comfort me. No. Huda does go over as well, but I don't know. I thought, again, I thought that was performative from Huda. Cierra gives her a bit of a pep talk and just tells her, look, none of these guys know you. You just be Amaya. You know who Amaya is and just, you know, continue to be yourself. Now, do I think Amaya should probably talk to someone and kind of like work out some of this stuff? Because this is feedback at the end of the day. I just think it can be delivered in a much nicer, more respectful way. And also, there's been times when Amaya has actively asked, am I doing anything to annoy you? Like, she's actively asked. And these guys, Austin, Zach, have said, no, it's fine. No, I like that. Zach even said, no, I don't even mind being called babes. I use words like sweetheart, darling, all this kind of stuff. So no, do not take the piss with this girl. Stop it. Honestly, it was like they were trying to break her spirit and nah. I feel like I want to say, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
It's not going to happen. I can't let this happen. No. Once this girl comes out, she's going to be so embraced with love. And I cannot wait for that moment. We also saw Ace. He got a couple questions. One of them was, if you and Chelley are so strong, then why are you not closed off? Basically, he said, well, Chelley's exploring a connection and I don't want to close it off until she's comfortable or something to that effect. I just think this is BS, man. If you want to close it off, then close it off. If that's how you feel about it, then close it off. She hasn't told you that she doesn't want to close it off. She is telling you, I do, but you're the one that wanted to explore. Can we use all of our brains? This guy strung this girl along for so long, and now because she's got a potential connection in the villa, and I say potential because it's very loose. I don't know if Chris and Chelley are even friends at this point, honestly. Because she's got a potential connection, oh, now it's all on Chelley, whether she's deciding whether it's closed off or not. No, bro. No. If you want to close things off the girl, you need to make it known to her that doesn't matter what's going on. I want you, let's be together. No, not for her to close off with Chris and for you to be dilly-dallying again like you dilly-dallied before. Absolutely not. Then I don't know who told Austin to send Ace a postcard, but he basically said, like, you know, people have really stuck with the Ace posse, so meaning Taylor and Nick, and you see them perking up like, who, us? Like, yes, you. Like, no, basically Austin was saying no one goes against what you say. You have your posse, no one goes against you guys. And Austin also brought up the issues with Jeremiah, and that actually he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't, right? Valid points about how Ace is manipulating not just those two boys, but also the villa, and also the issues with Jeremiah leaving, that he didn't actually leave for a valid reason, because Ace has no problem with Taylor focusing on one person, Orlandria the whole time up until Casa, has no problem with Cierra focusing on one person. And this is the thing, who made him set the terms of what the Love Island experience should be? Because if you watch Love Island, like maybe more UK, there are fully married couples who have stuck with the person from day one. They were matched either by the producers or by the public, and they are still together today with children. So who are you to say, oh, they should explore? Let them do what they're doing. Well, anyway, Austin didn't have the range to be able to deal with Ace, because Ace was just like, well, when it comes to Jeremiah, Andrina, was he coming on strong to you? And she's like, yes. Andrina. Now, to be fair, we don't know, because you know production be sneaky. We don't know if she said yes, but yes, and we don't know if there was something after that, because it was a very short yes. So I don't know. Anyway, that proved the point that Ace was trying to make, was that he thought Jeremiah was love bombing Andrina and Huda, and that was the reason why he thought that Jeremiah should go home. When, to be honest, with Andrina looked fully involved. She was talking about, oh, is this my dream man? She said those things in the confessional. That's what she said. So I don't know how she's flipped the script now, but okay. But Austin couldn't really navigate. Ace was standing up there, you know, there's one of us that's 6'5", and there's one of us that's 5'10", who has a lot of heart. Bro. First of all, you're not 5'10". I do not believe that. I need a confirmation by a medical doctor to say what your actual height is. Absolutely not. You're not 5'10". What are you talking about? Like, he's just a child. He's just a petulant child. He literally just starts getting mad. And then he was just like, well, something. Oh, the way you were talking about Amaya. What, the deflection was absolutely real. What are you talking about, sir? We're talking about your thoughts on Jeremiah and why you sent him home. Then you're talking about Amaya. Now, the thing is, it is true. Austin did not tell Amaya how he was really feeling, and he kind of got away with it because they kind of went to Casa afterwards, but he was not feeling Amaya, and he didn't tell her, and she was asking him, how do you feel about me? Am I irritating you things? And he lied to her, right? So then Amaya gets involved. She's reading it like, oh, Ace is showing me Austin's true colors. I hate the fact that Ace is right in this situation, because he is deflecting from the actual conversation, which is about how he manipulates people in the villa and how he manipulated it so Jeremiah got sent home. And I hate that. Austin, because he is a lesser man, let's be real, then starts arguing with Amaya and basically telling her to sit this one out. And I'm sorry, you're talking about me. If I was Amaya, I'd be like, you're talking about me. Of course I'm going to get involved, because what he's showing me is that you kind of didn't tell me the truth when I asked you. you know? But you know Amaya, she's a bit loud, she's a bit feisty. So they start doing a bit of a back and forth. And then Ace kind of gets away with it, really, and then goes and sits down. He came off like he was defending Amaya when he was dogpiling on her a couple of minutes ago. Like, what the hell? Now, Amaya did make me laugh when she was like to Austin, look at the vein popping out of your neck, like telling him to basically calm down. You're talking about she's doing too much. Look at you. Can't even see yourself. My thoughts here, though, were these men are trash. All of them. Or maybe not Brian, because he stuck up for Amaya, but the rest of them, trash. So then it was Chelley, and I can't lie, on Shelley's turn, it just kind of turned into more of a back and forth with her and Ace. Ace sent her a postcard. Honestly, I don't know why you would do that. If this is the person that you're interested in and the person that you actually want to be closed off and you want her to stop all of her other connections and be with you, why you would call her out in this scenario, I don't know. I think this is ridiculous. A ridiculous move. But yeah, they kind of just argue. They kind of just repeat what they've said before about like Ace basically wants her to lock off her connection with Chris. And Shelley's just like, you have been doing the most. So no. Ace is looking around like, can anyone understand what I'm saying? No one responds. Chelley asks the same thing. No one responds. No, Sierra does trying to explain to Ace where Shelley's coming from, but there is no understanding between the two. He just wants what he wants. She wants what she wants. They're not hearing each other. They're really not. I think there was something about Chelley and Chris. Oh, why Chris hasn't pulled Chelley for chat since she's been in the villa. From Shelley's point of view, she's like, he's not making eye contact with her. He's not doing what he said he was going to do. So it's almost like, why would she ruin what she has with Ace for someone who's not even doing what they're supposed to do? Then there was a message saying, do you remember what you said, that it was just a challenge? So Chelley asks, like, who wrote this, because they want to put their name on it so I can give more context. And Huda's just like, I wrote it. And Chelley then just like, look, what I was trying to explain to you, yeah, basically understand that we've been giving you grace. We've given you so much grace. We were so understanding about Jeremiah. No one crossed the line with him. What I was trying to say to you when it was just a challenge is like, you was crashing out over bombshells, namely Amaya and Iris. She was crashing out over bombshells and you was calling them all sorts of things, calling them out of their names. And I was trying to tell you, like, it's just a challenge in that. That's the context there. And it's just like, for Huda, she's just not getting it. She doesn't understand the double standard at all. Or then Huda is, she does say, like, you know what, like from the recent challenge, the heart rate challenge, like she's sorry. She knows that it won't happen again. She hates that Chelley is upset with her. And yeah, she apologizes. And she's just like, of course, that challenge doesn't compare to our friendship. But I think at this point, not just Chelley, but I think most of the girls are done with Huda, like, because I feel like she has a point of doing this. I feel like this is a pattern for her, and I don't know what we're not seeing on camera. So I can see how it looks bad because Chelley didn't accept the apology. And then Huda, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is so manipulative. Like in front of everybody, she's just like, oh, you know, I would ask for forgiveness, but if you don't want to give it to me, that's fine. Chelley doesn't say anything. So, but even framing it like that, like it's just like, woe is me. I would ask, but if you don't want to give it to me, it's okay. Like, girl, are you serious? Now, with my HR hat on, I would have played the game and be like, no, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to ask for my forgiveness. We can have a talk. I would have probably talked to her beforehand, to be fair, just to diffuse the situation. Because by Chelley saying nothing, or it appearing to be so, because you know how these producers are with Edison, by showing that, it's like Chelley has no empathy. Do you know what I mean? Like she doesn't care about Huda's feelings. But what Huda has done here is she's ultimately centered herself. That's what she's done. She has centered herself as the victim when actually she pissed off Chelley. So let's not play this game. I think that's what Chelley's mindset is. Could Chelley handle that differently? Absolutely, she could have. But when you're at the end of your tether, when someone's pissed you off over and over and over again, I'm not speaking again. I get it. I understand it. I do. Then we go to Huda. Huda, she thought Uncle Nick was her friend. He's not her friend. He absolutely is not her friend. He even checked on her earlier on in the episode as well to see if she was okay about the whole Chelley and Huda thing. And still, he's not her friend. He said, Hannah was robbed twice and you should have been dumped instead of her. Hey, Pain. She said something like, "Thank you for your candor, Nick." Like, wow. But yeah, I don't know when Huda's going to learn that Nick ain't her friend. I really don't know. Then there was a question about her following girl code or something like that. Was that from, I can't remember. I think that was from Chelley. And they just kind of repeated the same thing, how Huda has a double standard, you know? And while they're going back and forth, there was something around like you should practice what you preach when it comes to girl code and things like loyalty, and then she said some other ish as well. So obviously Huda's just like, what do you want me to say? I was getting to know someone, this, that, the other. Chelley starts talking about the whole Chris situation and saying like, why don't you just say that you brought Chris back for you? You keep saying it's for me, and it's not for me, it's for you. She's just like, I did say that though. I did say that I liked him, but like it was for both things. But I can't lie, with Huda's track records, I can't believe her fully. I really can't believe her fully in this moment. But then Orlandria drops a bombshell, because earlier on in the episode, Huda was with Andrina and Orlandria, and she kind of told them that she had a kiss with Chris in the speakeasy the night before. Now, why on God's green earth would you tell Orlandria this? Are Chelley and Orlandria not besties? I don't understand in what world, yeah, that was a good move. That was foolishness as far as I'm concerned. The closest girls in the villa, as far as I'm aware, are Chelley and Orlandria. Am I wrong? I don't know. Like, why would you say that? Why would you tell her? And she's talking about it's a secret. Secret where, bitch? That's my bestie. I'm telling her straight away. I believe that Chelley knew before that came out in that game as well, because she didn't really react. It wasn't news to her. She'd already know. I suspect Orlandria told her straight away. I believe that she did, because she won't want her girl looking like a fool, especially in front of Huda, especially after what Huda done the other day as well with Ace. I don't think that's going to run. So everyone's saying, even Huda saying it wasn't Orlandria's place. Yeah, okay, cool, I get you, but that's her bestie. So it's done now. As Orlandria said, it's done now. What are you going to do? Chris was upset, but oh, it's private. But you told Brighton, though. Not that private. Do you know what I mean? So everybody should be knowing these things. You guys whispering to other people, but the person that it involves, i.e. Chelley, shouldn't know. Get out of here. I'm gonna skip Chris because he just annoyed me anyway. He's just having smoke for everybody, and he goes on like he's despising Chelley right now, and I really don't like to see it. I'm not gonna lie. Orlandria goes next, and her card is from Clarke, and basically Clarke is saying, you know, I know you think that we're a test, but actually it's very, very real. And Orlandria explains like, look, I think like all the bombshells, all the girls that come in, every single one of you is test. It was not personal. It wasn't anything like that. So I don't want you to think I was focusing on you. She did thank her for being upfront and putting her name on the card as well. And Clarke is there like, yeah, I knew that. That's what you thought. If you knew that, why are you saying anything? Weird. Didn't like that. Then Orlandria's like, is anyone else got anything to say? Thought not. Then she got off. At that point, I thought, okay, Orlandria, you did your thing there. However, it did not last for long, because Taylor was up next. So his first one was like, how are you able to change things so quickly? Like, meaning getting with Clarke after 3 days when you was with Orlandria for 3 weeks. Taylor goes into his spiel. Clarke gives me a different feeling. You know, she makes me feel like a kid. Orlandria butts in and she's just like, how old are you again? Like, basically, she makes you feel like a kid. Like, how old are you? He's like 24. Orlandria starts to get mad. She starts losing her cool. She starts going on and talking about all the things that she's done, how that she was respectful when Jalen came in, how that she reassured him all the time, how that she never stopped like caring about him, showing him that it was all about Taylor. She also expressed how after the heart rate challenge, how he wanted to kiss her, that he only didn't do it out of respect for Clarke. She said, like, you know, you said to me that you would be pursuing me as well. Then she asks Clarke, have you seen him try and pursue me or something to that effect? Why are you asking her? And then she's just like, yeah, well, yeah, of course he has. What did you expect from her in that moment? What? As she's getting more and more angry, as she's getting more and more passionate, I'm just like, girl, this is what we wanted to protect you from. This is why we was like, stop like from not even last episode, the episode before that, it should have been done with Taylor. You got to talk to welfare or whatever. Give those feelings to a professional, not to Taylor. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve seeing you like this. This is not going to inspire him in any shape, way, or form. And the girls encouraging her, Shelly, encouraging her to still talk to Taylor. Are you okay? Honestly, like, what? Oh, it was so frustrating to watch. It was embarrassing to watch because literally Taylor's just like, just looking at her. He didn't give a caca. He didn't care one bit. And then either, I can't remember if Orlandria said it or he got another postcard saying something about like, make up your damn mind. Or maybe this was the postcard from Orlandria. I can't remember. But he was just like, well, since you want me to make up my mind, like giving, since you got your degree and everything.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking...
It was given that tone. He was just like, I picked Clarke. Everybody's in shock. It was so unnecessary. It was such a blow. Clarke is there. You know Clarke, she'd be smirking. She'd be smirking. She was smirking. She was just like, oh, damn. He really said that. Orlandria's face. Oh, the anger. Everybody, the anger. Everyone's just sitting there in shock. It was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. I really hope that she gets the message this time. This messaging could have been avoided. Now, Taylor has been going hot and cold with her. I will say that. He absolutely has. Has he been clear? Absolutely not. He hasn't really been clear. But when someone is unclear with you, it's a no. It's an absolute no. You take yourself out of that situation and you let them graft you rather than you grafting them, if you even want to entertain it. Orlandria did none of those things. She doubled down in her delusion. So she's only really got herself to blame here. Honestly, I hope she wakes up now. And also, I hope Clarke does him dirty as well. I hope she plays around with him. But yeah, that was the episode. Americans, they are now having to vote for their favorite boy, favorite girl. Let's see the result of those votes. A lot of people are in trouble. I just hope my Amaya Papaya is okay. I really do. That's the only person I care about in the villa anymore. All the rest of them, they're delusional. They're all delusional. They're annoying, and I've had enough. So Amaya Papaya for the win. Thank you so much. So guys, thank you so much. If you watched to the end, you know I love you the most. Please like this video, share with like-minded people, comment. So let me know what you thought was your best bit of the episode. I know I didn't cover absolutely everything. I will be covering more of it later on today in the live, which is going to be about 10:30 or 10:15 UK time in the evening. I will see you then. Have a fantastic day. Bye guys. Bye.